Your turn, Ethan, and I want to thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you,
And
Deidre.
thank you, Carol. Okay, so I'll let you talk in a minute.
Great. Hello, good evening or good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are. My name is Ethan, and I am the sales manager of Burkhardt Flutes and Piccolos. And first, I would like to just say a big thank you to the New York Flute Club and congratulating you guys on another huge, successful event. It is truly not easy these days, and you guys are doing such an amazing job. So, congratulations. So, under the guidance of Lillian Burkhardt herself, Burkhardt has been the top choice for players around the world since 1982. And fun fact about Burkhardt Flutes and Piccolos, not only are we a female owned business, the majority of our artisans is female. So there's a lot of girl power going on here at Burkhardt. And we offer a wide variety of precious metals, head joints, and custom handmade instruments. So if you're ever interested in finding out more about our instruments, please go on burkhardt.com. That is BURKART.com. We just got a brand new website. It's gorgeous. It's got a lot of really pretty photography, so please check it out. And if you're in the New York area, definitely please visit Flute Center of New York. They have a huge selection of Burkhardt instruments, and people there are so knowledgeable and really fun to work with. So, on to the woman of the hour, Miss Carol Wincenc. When the Flute Club asked me to do an introduction, my first reaction is she really doesn't need an introduction. Known for her signature sound, that finesse, the spin, the taper, and I can go on and on. That really, second to none artistry is what we all know Carol does so well. And just on a personal note, Carol, you have always been so kind and so generous. And I know all of us, we're just going to have an incredible time working with you today. So without further ado, the flute professor of Juilliard School and Stony Brook University, concertizing flutist, Burkhardt artist, Miss Carol Wincenc.
Wonderful round of applause for Ethan Lynn, who works round the clock with his amazing team to bring us these extraordinary products. Really, we are so grateful to you, Ethan. And Lillian, oh my goodness. So I'm very excited about doing this class because I think yes, you may pick up some information from me, but we are going to learn a lot from the participants because the works that they picked are so varied and so special. The variety that we're going to have today, I'm not sure if you know what the program is. We have a Jean-Jean Etude, number 10. We have the Telemann Fantasy, the fourth Fantasy, the B flat major. And we have the Iber Pièce, of which I'm extremely fond. I mean, it was premiered by my former mentor teacher. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's sort of my altar of inspiration. I mean, well, there's Jean-Pierre on the bottom and Mr. Moïse pointing to me and saying, Carole, Carole, you must play with life. He always would say that was one of his big things, those of you who study with Mr. Moïse. And then we also have this wonderful very, very traditional. Its roots are so traditional, the Chinese piece. So I'm so happy that we're going around the globe today. So without further ado, Kathy is going to play the Jean-Jean Etude. And let me just comment on the recordings that you all sent. Thank you very much. They were clear. They were I could hear what you were doing with the work and the efforts that you had put into them. So I think what we could share a screen because it's so short, but maybe we should just jump right in. And a little word about Kathy probably wants to explain what she's doing with this fantastic position alternative. Do you want to just share for a minute? I know you
Um,
did a whole talk about it.
well,
I guess I can tell you something about my instrument. It's actually a Burkhart body, number 76. But I'm responsible for the head joints, which is one of my ergonomic head joints, and I'll be talking a whole lot about them tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Um, and that's probably enough to say about them.
All right, wonderful. So maybe just tell us why you picked this Jean-Jean Etude, which is really, really delightful, and I'm so glad you did.
Well, I like the piece. It's very beautiful. And originally I was thinking I'd play like a vocalese from Philippe Bernot's book, but they were very short. And this one has many of the qualities of a vocalese interspersed with kind of like Pan playing the flute in the, by the riverbank.
Right,
Yeah.
wonderful. And of course, Mr. Jean-Jean, he was really well known for his clarinet music. So the facility with which we have to move around on the instrument is it's apparent throughout all those etudes. And he was almost nearly an exact, a little earlier than Mr. Moise. So when you think about all the advancements in the instrument and what had happened, only just since Mr. Boehm came along with his remarkable revolutionary changes in the instrument, but boy, we have really flown, haven't we, since then? Okay, so please play it for us, Kathy. That would be wonderful.
Maybe I'll play like the first half, or maybe not even that much.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Wonderful. Yes. Oh, excellent. Okay. So here's what I would love to do is to try for you to protect and show the waltz feeling with this because of the little duple thing. Yadda-dum, diddle-dum, 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 diddle-dum. So if we can just work rhythmically, just ever so basically. So in a waltz, I mean, most people are more comfortable with a march tempo where you're going left, right, left, right, left, right. And of course, with a waltz tempo, it's down, up, down, up, up. So if you, Kathy, would just step that, and everybody can do that, it's that time of day where you might want to just stand up and just get a little space going here, because I think this will help you in terms of managing the technique of it too. So if you can put your flute down, and the best thing is just to think of down on the left foot and tippy toe, 2, 3, down with the right, tippy toe, 2, 3. So down, tippy toe, down, tippy toe, down, tippy toe, down, tippy toe. 1, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. So when you get that into your physical body, like Mr. Moise used to say, you must take a piece of metronome with your breakfast. You know, he used to say that all the time. You must take a piece of metronome with your breakfast, so that you are ingesting the rhythm. Because he's very clear with that in the little tune, right? Right? So that we're not running away necessarily with the ba-da-lum, ba-da-lum,
Yeah.
ba-da-lum, ba. I mean, it's sort of reminiscent of the passage in Till Eulenspiegel, where the biddle-dum, 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 you know, the famous solo. So could you try the tune once again, and not to rush when you have diddle-dum, 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 diddle-dum. Try that.
Okay. Yeah, because I never thought of the fast part as being a waltz. I thought like, you know, like the slower part clearly is a waltz, but that's a good
I I like to preserve that feeling it because it might give it more grace rather than a hard ba 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 diddly dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly dum. You know, so try that.
from
My
the beginning.
father for triplets would always say merrily,
Okay.
merrily 1, merrily 2, merrily 3, merrily 1. Okay, try it. Good. Okay. Already so much better. Almost. Yeah. And also, if we can just get a little more dynamic contrast, because he wants you to get to the forte, right? Sorry. I'm convinced that should be a C natural because we have a kind of whole tone thing going on here. Because it always to me seemed a little odd to me, but that's arguable. So, but the beginning of that. Start really piano. Can you just play the tune right there where it says in one, sans pressé?
One second. Oh, should I go on?
This next section, go ahead.
Okay.
1, 2. If you can still keep the feeling of the weight. One, 1, diddle-dum. good. So that's a little more, you know, this, yeah. That yum-ba-da, yum-ba-da, yum-ba-da. That's where you could use a little more emphasis. Try right there where the forte is on the E, yeah. Try right there.
Oh, the other one. Okay.
Good, good, very good. And then we probably have to move on, right, Deirdre? Do we have to move on? I feel so badly. I know we've got to.
We can move on.
Yeah,
No,
we
no,
do, but
no,
that was
so
wonderful.
wonderful, Kathy. Really, I'm fascinated because I was sharing with Kathy that I had a real shoulder issue that one summer, and boy, had I had your setup, I wouldn't have had to prop my arms on all those pillows. Yeah. Anyway,
Doesn't sound
thank
so
you.
great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing you can get that sound from that. I've never seen something like that.
Well, come to her session tomorrow, which is going to be very informative.
Mhm.
And I sound even better when I'm not nervous in front of like
Of
a
course.
crowd. So
Yeah, we all do. You
You know,
sound great
listen,
though.
air is everything. Air is our
Mhm.
bow arm. Air, have you ever played a string instrument? Who's next
Mhm.
here? We have.
We
Is
have
it-
the Chinese piece now.
Oh, great, 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 great. That's Yi
Uh,
Xun,
Hi, this is Yiqun.
Yi Chu. Yeah, my
Ichu?
Yiqun.
Yi Chu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit hard to pronounce.
Well, my one girl from Beijing yesterday, Yiding Chen, she was helping me with how to pronounce your name.
Okay.
She also said very difficult to pronounce. But anyway, I was talking about the bow arm, and in this case, now we've got a real sense of percussion. Yichun, could you just tell the audience how wonderful the history, a little of the history of this piece, and that this particular edition of it dates back to 1986 in there, right?
Yeah. So yeah, for this piece, it's called the Flute and Drum Under the Setting Sun, and it's based on the Chinese traditional theme. And it's actually got translated by that composer back in 1980s, but like the actual melody is a very Asian one. And I think like it's very old back in time, like at least a couple of 100 years ago. But the actual time and the original composer were actually unknown.
Right. So it really goes back to indigenous times. So
Yeah.
the whole essence of this piece is to give this percussive effect of the drum, which you'll see Yichun doing with this wonderful way of getting the air to resonate in the tube. You know, which we call popping the sound. We always called that popping the sound. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe, I'm sorry, Yichun. Is Jeff there? Is your suppress background noise on low? Is your
So,
How
Ichin,
can
I think you need to turn on original sound. We're not hearing all of your sound.
how can I do that?
So sure, at the top of the screen, you should see where it says turn on original sound.
Background and filters? Nope. Oh,
No.
meeting settings.
Sorry?
Meeting settings.
Yeah, what does it say in meeting settings?
Meeting topic, always show meeting controls, touch up my appearance, close captioning, show name, one participants drawing, show non-video participants, show self-view. Oh, sorry.
No. So it's can you find the your Zoom preferences?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Try and change it to turn on original sound. Just click that button. Enable, yeah, and well, Ethan's saying enable original sound. I'm on a Mac and it says turn on or turn off.
I think for that, I probably have to leave the meeting. Do you want to wait for me, or you want to like move on and then I can get back? Like,
I leave that to you, Carol. Do you?
Well, if you talk it through with Jeffrey, maybe on the phone, and he can get it to work, we could go to the Telemon. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Because the
Sure.
problem is that when you play, it cancels out everything.
It cancels out the
I
sound.
see. Got it. Okay.
Also, you could back away from the screen a little bit. You're very close.
I
don't
see.
think you need to leave it to do that. I think you can click on zoom.us at the top and then preferences and then audio. And then I think you can just click on under music and professional audio, show in meeting option to enable original sound.
Yeah.
Let me try to disconnect, because like I think I saw that option earlier when I was just like on the settings page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come back in.
Let me try
Yeah.
to
Come
do
back
it.
in, and we'll
Sure.
move on for now, and we'll
Okay.
come back in.
Yeah. Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I'm so sorry because we really want to hear this piece.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so let's do the Telemon, which is a nice segue from 20th century France here. So, where's our wonderful Telemon?
We've got Rebecca here. Yep, I've
great.
spotlighted her as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rebecca. Your recording was lovely, and I want to talk about the beauty of these works. That what Mr. Telemon has done is he's really the strong attraction of these incredible fantasies. I mean, they're so rich. Is that it's this alternating between a rhythmically and melodically a very free style that's going on with that, with these definite dance movements. You know, it has these wonderful dance movements. And so what I want you to try to capture, especially in the last little dance movement, you know, so let's start at the beginning, and it's almost like a feeling of a French overture. You have the most gorgeous sound, and so the tool that you are working with is stellar, right? And so now we want to get to communicating these movements in a way that are going to be very convincing, and also honoring his handshake with sort of traditional forms of rhythm and melody, but then he's going into all these dance movements, which are so fetching and so beautiful. So I would say in the beginning, a really grand yum ba bum ba yum ba yum ba ba. It has this sort of fanfare quality to it, joy, uplifting. Try. Good, Rebecca. Wonderful. So I think that don't rush. Also, the silence. the little tiny pauses, the rests that he puts in there will also be beneficial. So when you're I'm a little on the slow side to sort of prove this point of the poise of the rhythm. Could you just try from that phrase there where it's obviously, generous in sound, and then he wrote the piano, okay? Very good. And I like the lift of that. The silver flute is pretty cumbersome when playing this music. It has to, you have to put a lot of air into it to get the richness of the sound. And if you were playing on the old flute, it would be a whole nother story. So we do need to have some of that levity. Good. Okay. Now really have fun. And again, I'm always drawing from the example of the string, the texture of string playing, the change of the bow, the importance of articulation. Really, really important here. Okay, try. Good, good, lovely. And you know what? I think you eliminated some of the ornaments that you had in your recording. Good, because my very dear colleague Robert Levin, who's an absolute expert on just about everything and a reincarnate of Mozart, he used to say that musicians at the time were so well informed that whatever was not on the page, they knew what to do exactingly and not overdoing it. So be careful with ornamentation, everybody. Don't just sort of say, oh, that needs something right there. We have to be cautious that way. But that was very tasteful, what you did. Now, I think when you play piano, you get a nice, light, buoyant staccato. And sometimes, for my money, the sound of the viol that I'm thinking of in here is a little tubby for, too much length on the staccato. So yeah, and you can play with the staccato a little bit. I would go for a slightly more resonant. And how do we do that? We do that with a very fast speed of air and a lot of decay on the note. You probably have worked out in Mr. Moise's De La Sonorité that has the big slur exercises. And we had to do this staccato, right? so that's how we get resonance on the instrument. So be careful with that. Yeah. Now, and you've also got the big leaps there. So try that. Sorry. Just as an exercise, and then we can lengthen it a little bit, but try that. Just to pick up into the fifth bar. Good, good, good. And if you can keep that, yeah. Sorry. So if you want to keep the consistency in there, you can work for that. Good, 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 good. Try measure 22. Sorry. Just try that once, and then we'll speed it up a little bit, and then the tempo will affect how it's coming up. So try about that tempo. Good. Now a little longer. So we also have this feeling of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Try that. Excellent. Brava. Okay, so a little faster now. Yum, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Great, excellent, good. And also I'm getting a feeling of the rhythmic, where the emphasis should be, so to speak. Okay, let's try the presto. And this, I think you can really go. You can really have fun with this. This is kind of a country dance, right? Beautiful. Boy, you are such an expressive player. I love it. Can we move it a little bit? He didn't write alla breve, but it's I think that's going to really give it a different sparkle. Make sure that is so nasty that you you got to really wiggle your pinky there, right?
Okay.
Good, good. Try a little faster. Very nice. Good. Just stay in front of the beat. Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Yeah. It's a light, wonderfully upbeat, right? Good. Do we have to move
Thank you.
on? Should we go back to Bravo? Beautiful, wonderful. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, we need to move on.
Yay, you're back.
Hey, shall I start now?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
Now, just can you move back a little bit from the speaker? That would be great. Yes.
Here? Okay.
Great. Excellent. Wonderful. Do you play diza? Do you play the diza?
No, not really.
The bamboo flute. So if anybody has never heard or experienced the diza, it's a very piercing sound, and likely the percussion thing wouldn't work so well on the diza to get that sound. So for you, it's a wonderful effect. You know, the problem with the F is that I see you're having to stop the sound in order to hear. You know, so I thought maybe when you percuss that it could be less predictable, but more da pa pa, ya pa pa, ya pa 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 pa. You know how the Chinese drum is, especially in the theater, you know, in theatrical ensembles. It has an improvisatory feeling about it. So maybe if you were a little more, sorry, ya pa pa, if you can do that, or you know, when you have to do make a little accelerando. So try it. And again, here the silences are very important. I don't know if people can see the music, but it looks like this. It's yapapam, hold, yapapam, hold, yampa, yapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapapaplep try it. Wait. Good. Great. Yes. Then you give us it is theater. It's pretty much theater, a piece like this, right? So the silences are very important. Now, when you go to the tune itself, you know, sorry, where am I here? Yeah, yeah. So, especially, yeah. Oh, sorry. I would say that because the way the dita is just a finger over a hole, try not to do, try to keep less density on the grace note, right? Try, can you try that at letter D where you have that beautiful melody? Good. Yeah, the sound transmission is a little uneven. We can't really hear that so well, but I think I know what you're doing. Uh, or letter H, when you have, right? When you have that wonderful, try that. Good. How about if you were, I'm giving a little yam da pa ya ba ba pa pa, right? And I'm just a little ornamented. Just try that. Very simple. Good, yeah. So that we have this one yappa pa pa pa, right? So we get the shape of that. Try it once again. Good, good, good. Then the other thing I wanted to mention were the wonderful pentatonic runs that go up to the top. Now, he did write out all the notes, right? And but it's supposed to be as rapid as possible. So yeah. Can I just hear that at letter F, where you go up to the top? Good. Okay. So again, like any rapid passage, and we're going to hear Jane with the Iber pièce, we want to really make sure we hear all the notes, right? So your beginning of your little run is great. So the way I like to practice these things are I go one note, I add on a note, I add on another note. So if I were can you just add one out at a time, but don't go too fast so we can hear them all. Wow, wow, that was fantastic. That was really great. We need, that was high five. I get to do a high five. See how easy that was for you? That is a method of practicing that I love to do. I never challenge myself more than what I know I can handle, so to speak. In other words, I don't go faster. And if I just chew on one little piece at a time and then add the there you got it. And they're all over the place, these wonderful scales, right? Like that. And now the descending ones. So try going down, add one on each time, because as we descend, we all know how, we lose resonance in the bottom as we go down, but try it.
Keep going.
You're a whiz. I would love you to keep going, but the problem we do want to hear our last wonderful person. We only have 10 minutes left, but that was brilliant. And I would really say, enjoy the pleasure of that and the satisfaction. Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for bringing this piece. It was great to hear it again.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, Jane. Where's Jane?
I think I'm on. I hope I'm on. There we go.
And hi, Jane, all the way from Colorado Springs.
Hello.
Did you have snow this morning?
No, we did not. It's only 59, but no snow. Yay, it's gone. Yay.
Okay, so Jane sent a beautiful recording of this, and everybody's recording was wonderful, by the way. Everybody, I thank you so much, Kathy. That the way you jumped into that was so great with your Jean-Jean, and this wonderful Iber pièce. Now you know that Marcel Moïse he premiered it, and apparently at a dinner party after he premiered the flute concerto, I can just see Mr. Moïse. Bring me my Pernod, s'il vous plaît. And now I play this piece for you. Yes. So, how long have you lived with the piece?
Only since the end of February. Yeah, end of February. No, 1st of March. 1st of March. I took a while to figure out what I wanted to try to play for this. So
it's perfect. It's perfect. And again, we know how Jacques Ibert loved to write for saxophone and all these really agile instruments. And it's sort of reminiscences of what he was doing in the flute concerto, which, was just years prior to his writing this piece. Okay, let's hear it. Jacques Ibert pièce. Now, here's a man who was not part of Les Six. He had his own ideas about musical forms and especially an improvisatory, jazzy feeling that he has. But this piece is very, very soothing, gentle, calm. Beautiful. Yay. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Okay. I think what I can help you with are a couple things here. I mean, again, you have such a beautiful, expressive, seductive. I love it. Woo, woo. Really beautiful, Jane. So I think you can keep the tempo going, so you don't have to breathe so frequently in the, in the melodic section. Uh, in fact, a suggested tempo is 69 to 72, but I think in a lot of French music, they don't get overly sentimental. I mean, it's like, how can I believe that when I hear the slow movement of the Ravel piano concerto? I mean, how could that not be like, you know? So, but there is a kind of French cool that we all know about. So, and of course, because of the dotted, the 6/8, the is kind of calling us, right? So the little passage notes, the connecting figures are maybe not what we need to be so rich with. Again, Mr. Moise used to say, too rich milk killed the baby. He used to say, if you feed the baby too much rich milk, it'll just like that, right? So make sure that we keep the, yeah. And this, you have to be kind of a real trickster in how to breathe rapidly, right? So that we can give this seamless long phrase thing. You want to try that? And then the other thing I thought would be fun is to share with everybody of how did you practice the minor thirds that are rising. I'd love to know how you work on that, because I do also have some tips on that too. Okay, but let's see if we can get this sort of melodic thing. The beginning was beautiful, very improvisatory. Let's take the pickup to the odd tempo. Beautiful. Boy, you got it. You got it. Fantastic. Now, don't be afraid of that big interval. You're going to have a faster bow speed as you go the I'm really thinking, I'm actively involved with my airspeed going, wow, like that. Okay, so you can do that. Now I'm using my middle F sharp, everybody. We do have some wonderful things we can do, adding things. We all know how high G sharp we add those to. And so you could use your middle F sharp, and then you can have the confidence to go into that. Why don't you just do before it? So. And open that up like the heavens just came forth. Wow, you just gave me my $100. I love it. Okay, now let's go to show us how you worked on that, because I think, because you did very well, and then it kind of breaks down as you finish it, right?
So this is my Achilles heel, and how I'm always yes, I'm always, what it is, when you look at it, it's a chromatic scale on the bottom and it's a chromatic scale on the top. but of course it weaves back and forth. So what I do with it is I slow it down and I enlarge it on my music. So one, I have to enlarge it. I cannot see it with the small print that it's originally written on. So I've actually enlarged it so that I can see it. And you can see the original up above and then what I've enlarged. So that helps me tremendously.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then I just take it super slow. And just keep going. And I play it like that as many times as possible. And then I start speeding it up. But that's my spot. When I get through that, I just think, oh, okay.
Right, you can breathe. Okay, so here's one thing. Do you practice the major seconds? Everybody's all upset, you know, all things about, oh, these are rising minor thirds, but sorry. So you're going not instead of, you're thinking of the second note into the first note. Do you see what I just did there?
No. I get it. Okay, so forget the D, the E is even there.
Don't think of the major, the minor thirds. Think of the whole steps. Da, da. It's much easier, right?
It is much easier.
Much easier. So I'm always looking for the easiest pathway. So I'm not, so that my muscles are not only going in the same direction. So get really comfortable with just the whole steps coming down, you know? Yeah. Especially in the top. Do the top octave that way from like a. Right, exactly. Yeah. Great. Yeah. And then you can always just have fun with your minor thirds coming up. Good. But we sometimes in Mozart, we forget to connect the last note of a group of sixteenths into the first one of the next group. You know, we're always worried about how is that four going to go in that order, but sometimes take the last one into the next group of one. Yeah. Good, very good. And then at the end, I would just say keep that beautiful melody going. Don't get stuck, and maybe not to breathe. Here, how are we doing for time? Can we have one more minute, maybe?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, good. Okay. How about from when you have the latter half of the last page? Yeah, from there. So I would not breathe when you tie into the groups of triplets there. Yeah. Those, yeah, keep those going. And the next one, body, yadi, da, 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 ba, ba, ba. So it's just going to require that you really breathe amply before that.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Okay, wait. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. Okay. So are you breathing before the I would take a breath before the low E flat into the top. In this case, okay. Pa ya bi da da ya bi ba da 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 da, and then ba di da da. So you would breathe after the D. I know you can do it. Listen, you live up at 10,000 feet, for God's sake. You know, we have no excuses here at sea level.
73, just 73, just 73. All right. Can I breathe there or not? Can I
Oh,
breathe?
no, don't. Keep that as a unit, that whole line.
Oh dear. Okay.
Save on the triplets. Save. Don't spend all your $1 bills there. Save them. Keep them in your wallet. Okay. So try that. Or da-dee, ba-ba-ba. There you go. Lighten up, lighten up. You know, the French are all about weightless, weightless. It's in their pastries. It's in their, their glacés, the whole things, right? So not heavy. Good. Very good. Beautiful. Good. Any questions that you have?
No, thank you so much. Thank you.
No, beautiful. Wow. Is she really an amateur? I'm an amateur too, because I love the flutes, so why not?
It's my soul.
Okay, excellent. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody from our wonderful gallery of lovely participants here? Anything?
May I? May
Yes,
I ask a question?
Barbara, please, Barbara.
With this wonderful Chinese solo, I was wondering, do you or others have other Asian solos, South Asian, East Asian? I just think maybe we'd all like to be championing that music right now.
Yeah, it's such beautiful stuff. I mean, Yichen,
Yeah.
she can tell you that. But I have books that I got over there, books and books of these wonderful songs, right? Yichen, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell Barbara.
Yeah, I think like apart from this, I also have other pieces of like very, very, very traditional type of Chinese pieces. And this one like is a unaccompanied pieces, and I also have others like with some sort of piano accompanying. Yeah, but I do have a lot.
We should find out what volumes the Flute Center of New York sells, for example. We'll make sure that we find out about that. But also the NFA library. Can't we, if you're a member of the National Flute Association, there's an incredible library, right? That you can access as a member. Yeah. Does the Flute Club have a library that you can access?
We don't. I mean, that would be a great project, you know? Wouldn't that be a fabulous project?
I can donate so many duplicates of etude books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Carol,
a lending.
I want to thank you so much for doing this. I think it was wonderful, and we all learned so much from hearing you work with these wonderful players.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, you are so welcome. I was delighted. I've been looking forward to it so much. Oh, Jane, look, Jane is here. There, Jane can tell us about lending libraries. Jane probably has amazing collections of Chinese things. So, yeah. Oh, look, wonderful. So, any other questions? That was an excellent question. I'm so glad you brought that up. Anybody? Good. Well, I enjoy tomorrow. It's a wonderful, cornucopia of great things to enjoy and partake in. Deirdre, any announcements regarding tomorrow?
No, just if you have any issues with the links, you can just email me, Deirdre McCardle49@gmail.com. Pretty much I've been in touch with lots of people, but there were some issues with the registration links for those that registered. So I think we've gotten everything squared away, thanks to Kathy Sanger, if she's here. Kathy, I don't know if you're here, but we love you. So I'd just like to say thank you again, Carol, and goodbye to everyone. We had a wonderful audience for this.
Yes. Thank you.
Welcome, and
Bye-bye.
thank you for all the chats there. I just saw them. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, see you soon.
Thanks, Tom.
Hopefully in
Bye-bye.
person for next year.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.